Candid conversations, unfiltered opinions, and humor with AVAG Beck's podcast.
Hello, people. Welcome to our podcast today. I have the honor of having Dr. Jonas Gadson on. So Dr. Jonas and I met about a year ago, almost at Javits Center. There was a small business expo and I happened to attend that, and everybody knows I take my camera everywhere, and I was taking pictures and I happened on this beautiful display and I was so impressed by what I did see for myself. I grew up in listening to my elders, and I engaged with Dr. Jonas, and the conversation was so fruitful, and we've been chasing each other since then to have this conversation. So Dr. Jonas Gadson, also known as Mr. Enthusiastic. So you're going to learn something today, so pull up pen and paper ready, and because we're going to have a conversation that I believe will benefit a lot of people. Dr. Jonas, welcome.
Yes, thank you. I'm glad to be here. There are three kinds of people: those that make things happen, those that watch things happen, and those who wondered what happened. I am a person that makes positive things happen, and I believe that you are too.
I believe so too. I don't like things catching me unaware, so I'm not the ones that wonder what happened, right? So I make things happen. I'm part of the movers and the shakers. And that is why it's important to have conversations that actually embolden people to get into that mover and shaker mentality. So Dr. Gadson, you started your calling, I would call it, to educate people and talk to people about getting involved, making things happen. What was the pivotal moment in your life that made you go into wanting this for others and not just yourself?
Well, one of the things that motivated me is the four principles that guide my life and also guide my business life. Number one is educate. That comes from the Latin word to lead and to draw out the greatness that's in you. The second principle, not only to educate, but to inspire, to get people to get up and get going, to live their dreams, their goals, and their aspiration. Number three is transformation. Bonus from Jonas, move away from change to transformation, because change is temporary, but transformation is a metamorphosis. I don't care how many legs a caterpillar has, and I don't care how fast it can run. It cannot fly until the caterpillar must die in order for the butterfly to fly. So we tell people to mount up with wings like an eagle. And the last principle is motivation, to get up and get going. If you're heading in the wrong direction, you don't need more motivation. You need education to turn around. And so that's the catalyst. And then I love people. I never met a group of people that didn't bring me joy. Some people bring me joy when they enter the room. Others bring me joy when they leave the room. But nevertheless, they bring me joy.
I love it. I absolutely love it. So when it comes to education, Dr. Jonas, what is the aspect that is lacking? I'm speaking to you from somebody that has seen many a generation come, experience the youth, experience young adulthood, right? What is it that you feel like maybe my generation and younger do not have the advantage of, right? I'm speaking from a cultural perspective where listening to an elder, learning from an elder is something that culturally I am used to. However, in the Western world is not necessarily the same. Do you think that our elders who have experienced life, experienced being leaders, establishing business, are doing enough to educate the younger generation, or the younger generation are not interested in learning? Because you did say something about motivation, right? You can't force motivation on anybody, okay? And sometimes motivation comes within. You don't need somebody to hammer it into you. So what is the disconnect with helping people, especially a younger generation, succeed?
Well, one of the things, there's an African proverb that says, if there's no enemy within, the enemy without can do you no harm. And one of the things that the younger people and some of the older people are missing, they didn't control the enemy within. And so they are doing without. We are being bombarded with information, but we are starving for knowledge. And so that's very, very important that we work harder on ourselves than we work on our job. And understand there's over 8 billion people on the planet, and there'll never be another one just like you. No one else can duplicate your fingerprint, your handwriting, or your child. You are biological unique. So this is your time. And this is your turn to live your dreams, your goals, and your aspiration. And do it now. What time is it? It's now o'clock to work on yourself, to get there. And one of my bonus I said is tell you that if you cheat yourself in your preparation, it will show up in your presentation. So invest in the most important person on the planet, you.
Beautiful. I absolutely love that. So you said something that caught my attention there. We're bombarded with information and not enough education. Please, Dr. Jonas, what is the difference between information and education? Because somebody can easily mistake one to be the other, right? So
Yes.
when it comes to substance, right, what is the key difference between information and education, especially as it pertains to today's society and the kind of things that we're being exposed to?
Well, with information, it's just we are being bombarded with information, but we are starving for knowledge. And one of the things I've always emphasized that many of us are fortunate to never been involved in wars and everything. So we are not being bombarded, with the danger, but what is hurting us is the distraction. There's so many voices that are coming around and so much information, but information can't liberate you. That's to inform you. But education, as I said earlier, comes from the Latin word, which means to lead and draw the greatness that's in you. Yes, it is true. There's a genius in you, but you have to develop it to allow yourself to bud and to bloom and to blossom in a bright and beautiful future. One of the things I talk about a lot is facing your future with a new focus. We have been bombarded with information, but we are starving for knowledge, as I said. But the best way to predict your future is to create it. But just don't settle. Sometimes people are going along just to get along. You have to have that hunger and thirst after righteousness. You would have to be, do, and have. Some people want to have without being, and some people want to have without doing. But if you be and you do, and then you have, you got to work harder on yourself than you do on anybody else.
That is so beautifully said. So on the aspect of education, because when you say education, the one that pops up most readily in everybody's mind is formal education, right? So what is the role? I don't want to, be too heavy on formal education, but what is the role we all play in our own lives individually? Because we have to want it for ourselves, to educate ourselves beyond formal education. And is it the formal education only that you're referring to, or the education that we individually pursue, okay, for self-actualization or self-improvement?
Well, I'm a strong proponent for self-education is very, very critical. Now, it's good to get your education, a formal education, but that might some case open up the door, but self-investment, reading a lot of books. I have a huge, library. A great reader is a great leader. So you're going to have to work on yourself. You can always better your best. And that's why a lot of times people are just thinking that if they get the degree that they arrive. Studies have indicated that most people that get the formal education and graduate from a 4-year college or even from high school, they never read another book in their entire life. And so you got to continue to improve yourself. As I said earlier, you got to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. So that's very, very important. I'm a well reader. I listen to a lot of, because you can expand. Once you expand your knowledge or expand your brain, it's never going to be satisfied to go back So this is a brand new year. This is the time, this is the term that you mount up, that you thrive in 2025, that you know to mount up and fly in 2025. Never give up, never give in, and never give up, because it's always too early to quit, because a quitter never wins and a winner never quit.
That phrase, a winner never quits, it takes a special amount of grit, right? To continue on a path that is less traveled, right? So a lot of people who are self-actualizers do not have the example in either their family, close relationships, friends, church, you name it, right? And, they're self-actualizing and they're putting on this armor of wanting different and wanting better in their life, right? So what do you say to that young middle-aged man or woman who's listening to us and, they have that hunger, but they just do not know where to start, or they've started, but it's not as easy because nothing good comes easy, right? So the challenges are just so much that it almost makes sense to go back to the path of less resistance.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Well, one of the things I'm a strong advocate for is get you a coach, because a coach can get you where you need to go faster. You can't do it alone. I've achieved a lot of things, but I would achieve a lot of it faster if I had a coach, of someone who have proven, tested, and went through the tough time, because tough times never last, but tough people do. So get you some help. And sometimes if you don't have it in your family, be one. Make up in your mind that you're going to do whatever it takes. If it means that taking a course or investing in yourself, I always tell people to invest in the most important person on the planet, you. You can't make it alone. You do need help. Ask for help, not because you're weak, but ask for help because you will remain strong. So once I learned the advantage of having a coach, I achieved a lot of things, but I could do it faster. So I would say, find you a coach that's going to work with you. Invest in yourself. Yes, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be a tough road, but you are worth it. Do what it takes because you are worth it. Bonus from Jonas. Don't focus on the work. Focus on the worth. And if you know that you are worth it, you'll do whatever it takes. You'll take a chance, take charge, and take control of your life. Because it's up to me. And if you're going to get through, it's up to you. You are the magic. And sometimes the help that you're looking for is at the end of both of your arms. You have to roll up the sleeve and go to work because you're worth it.
Rolling up the sleeves and going to work, if somebody's listening to that and dismissing that as an old mindset because of the day and age that we're in, because a lot of things has happened to come a little easier than they used to be. We live in the age of AI and we live in the age of immediate gratification. So what would you say to a person who may be listening to us and dismissing the ideology of rolling up your sleeves and getting to work as an outdated mindset as opposed to working harder, work smarter? Does that apply, Dr. Jonas?
Yes, it do. And I know, as you mentioned about AI will never replace the human being. You got to have people skills. You got to learn how to work, communicate more effectively with people and all kinds of people. There's no shortcut. But what I also tell people, though, there's a slighter shortcut. Find out who knows the answer and ask them and be a student and listen and take good notes. Someone once said that great leaders are note takers. So just take note, learn from other people. You don't have to go through it all by yourself, but you can grow through it. You can grow through it. And I've learned a lot now from our seniors. And some of the things that we are missing is what our seniors and our ancestors taught us and made all kinds of sacrifice, and we are standing on their shoulders. But some of us have selective amnesia. But you have to be teachable. You can't teach a person that don't want to be taught. You have to have that hunger and thirst after racing, and you got to burn some midnight oil. That's why they had to do. When I was growing up, I went to school, I went to mentor. A lot of people that coached me, I didn't never met them. I learned through their books. I learned through their speeches, and I mentor what I've learned, and that's what got me to where I'm at now. Train people from around the world. Corporation, 30 years in Xerox and Kodak, and train over 8,000 people from around the world. And talking for a country boy, author of 8 best-selling books, and writing my newest one that's going to come out pretty soon, Mastering Your Message. Pick up your mic. We need to hear your voice.
Yes, that's right. Master your message. Pick it up.
Pick it up.
Dr. Jonas. So, talking about mastering your message, what would you say to an expert, especially in a community like our community, who we need to speak up, especially now, and inspire whoever may be listening and looking for that, for lack of a better word, a lighthouse, right? To be a guide. We are very educated, we're very experienced, we're very hardworking people. And we are people that we've survived quite a bit and we continue to persevere. Then on the other side of that, there's also people who are apprehensive about showcasing the light that they have, that is burning bright in them. So not to quote the Bible, but putting their lights under a bushel. So what would your message be for those educated, experienced, and well-traveled, I would say, in the journey of life, in the journey of career? People who are apprehensive for any reason to showcase their talent and inspire the next generation or even their generation?
Well, again, we want to keep in mind that someone needs to hear your story, the things that you overcome. And not only all the great things, but the things that you overcame and you still here. As I always say, a setback is really a step back to prepare yourself to make a greater comeback. And when life knocks you down, always strive to land on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. This is not the time to have a pity party. This is the time you alluded to, is the light. Stop cursing the darkness and turn the light on. And we need to hear your story. And that's why the book that I'm writing right now, finishing out, is that Mastering Your Message. Pick up your mic, because we need to hear your voice. And you need to speak with confidence and speak with clarity, and also teach to connect. Because everything that you want or ever desire is on the other side of effective communication. You want, number one, speak up to be heard. Stand up to be seen, and sit down to be able to be appreciated. But a lot of people are talking, but nobody is listening. We are given 2 ears and 1 mouth. That means that we should listen twice as much as we talk. We are talking too much. You don't learn a lot by talking. You learn more by listening.
Yes. So where do you stand on comfort zones? Because we get comfortable in our own, world and accomplishments.
Well, one of the things I emphasize, bonus from Jonas, don't turn your couch into a coffin. Ooh, I think I said something that's a bonus from Jonas. I said, don't turn your couch into a coffin. Wow. And the other thing I want you to know, that move away from change. Bonus from Jonas. Move away from change to transformation, because change is temporary, but transformation is permanent. And when you have that metamorphosis going in your life, a caterpillar cannot decide to go back to a caterpillar once he starts emerging and flying. And all the things that the caterpillar used to crawl through, meander through, wallow into, run through, now he's flying above it. And this is our time to fly above. In 2025, we need a high flyer than we ever flown before. And we got to do it now. What time is it? 9 o'clock. Now, this is not time to offer no excuses. It's the time, there are 2 ways to face your future. Number 1 is apprehension, hesitation, fear, and doubt. Fear and doubt knocked on your door. Faith opened it up, and there's nobody there. The second way to face the future is with great anticipation. Bonus from Jonas. My future is so bright, I need to buy some sunglasses. Come on, somebody. And your future, boy, watch it. Watch this now. Watch it. Your future is not out there. Your future is inside of you.
Woo.
You are pregnant with possibility. Don't abort your dream. Birth your dream. And do it now.
That's right. Oh, I love it. I love it. And especially the part you said, it is not out there, it's in here. Because there's something about the human experience that we look for outside fulfillment, gratification, and outside comfort, as opposed to digging into the innate leadership and abundance opportunity that we have, which can easily be connected to, the mind-body connection, your subconscious, digging in. So when you talk about you're pregnant with your possibilities and your future, Dr. Jonas, how hard is it to get people to understand that, especially people who do not have, or unfortunately have life experiences that was none of their fault, right? It could be conditioning from childhood or life experiences, unfortunate life experiences that cloud people understanding the power of possibilities that they have trapped within them. How is the journey helping somebody to see that?
Well, one way to see it is that it doesn't matter where you came from. It doesn't matter where you are right now. What does matter is where you're going. This can be the first day of the rest of your life. Yesterday is a cancer check. Tomorrow is a promissory note. But today you have cash in your hand. Spend it wisely. Invest in the most important person on the planet, you. Matter of fact, one of the books where I read, one of my bonuses, read the book for the first time for information, then read it the second time to start your transformation. You might then come from a good family, but you can create a good family. And you have to do it. You have to do it. And your story, as I said earlier, there are some things that I overcame. I grew up on a plantation. I grew up when I was going to school, I never had a book of my own. The book that I had was, if someone else's name was on there. So it doesn't matter where you were born. I'm traveling from around the world. And when I was a little boy on the plantation, I was dreaming of traveling the world wearing suits. I didn't know what I was going to do, but I've been traveling the world for the last 60 years with three-piece suits. Because I've envisioned. I envision where I'm going. Now, let me drop this because you talk a little bit about visualization. But let me tell you something. The thing that's controlling us right now is not our conscious mind. That's the surface stuff. We be informed by our conscious mind, but we be transformed with our subconscious mind. That's a sub thing that's going. A submarine goes under the water. A subway goes under the street. So you're going to have to clean up that subconscious mind, that metamorphosis, that transformation. One book I read said, be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. And allow that, the life that you want, allow it to bud, to bloom, and to blossom into a bright and beautiful future.
Beautiful. So thank you so much, Dr. Jonas, for sharing that. And your story growing up, that is so inspirational to me. And that is, I don't know how I feel about it. Wow. So not to dwell too much on it, Dr. Jonas, but I think I would be remiss to not talk a little bit about your childhood growing up on a plantation. When we talk about plantation, it almost felt like it was so long ago. But here you are in the flesh, having had that experience. Did you ever, at any point, as that little boy dreaming of wearing a suit and traveling the world, and then looking around you and seeing the conditions that were present, did you ever felt either discouraged or have somebody that discouraged you as a daydreamer, given the very reality of things at the time?
Yeah, well, again, I grew up in some challenging time, but that's part of who I am. And that's why when I mention these stories is to encourage other people. And while I'm on this, when I was 4 years old, my stomach was protruding as if I was 9 months pregnant. And the doctors couldn't figure out what was wrong. My mother rushed me to Charleston Hospital in Charleston, South Carolina, and 8 other babies at that same age, all 8 of them were laying there. They were all dead. And the doctors told my mother that I'm going to be number 9. So they went into my stomach to remove the tumor. I don't know if they cleansed the utensils or not, but I had a massive infection. So they went back into my right side to clean up the infection, and they took out one of my kidney, and I didn't know it. I didn't find out until 50 years later when I was visiting one of my doctors, and the doctor said, Dr. Gadson, you realize you only had one kidney? And at that time, that kidney was only performing 5 to 11%. But here's the bonus. The doctor gave a diagnosis, but the creator had the final prognosis. And here's your bonus. And you only get this bonus from Jonas. Don't let anyone bury you until after you're dead. You're bigger than that. You're better than that. And the best is still in you. Again, allow that best to bud, to bloom, and to blossom into a bright and beautiful future. So everything that I went through, I just didn't go through it. I grow through it. And that makes me a better man. Some people allow me to think that I'm going through this and I'm going through this. Well, if you're just going through it and didn't get the lesson, you're going to have to repeat the course. So I'm not just going through it, I'm growing through it. Everything that happened didn't happen to me, it happened for me. And now I can touch other people like, if I can do it, I know you can do it. And that's why we are talking to you. And that's why I appreciate my colleague with this positive program that she has. This is not about me. It's not about her. It's all about you. It's all about you. There's a genius in you. There's a genius, and yes, it is true. There's a genius in you. This is your time, and this is your turn. This is the decade for the doers. And do it now. What time is it? Now o'clock.
That's right. It's now o'clock. Wake up. We're waiting for you.
That's right.
Come on now.
That's right. That's right.
Oh my goodness, Dr. Jonas, you could talk all day. It's so inspirational. And on your journey, I know most people have this experience that they have to learn the hard way. Even I had to learn the hard way. People in their journey to fulfillment or to blossom in their growth often want, out of the goodness of their heart, to take everybody along, which is usually not a very advisable journey, because not everybody will want to transform their lives the way you're ready to do so. So where do you stand on bringing the whole community along a journey of transformation, as opposed to transforming yourself, getting your footing, and then reaching back and grabbing everybody else?
Well, keep in mind, there's no transformation until you properly get the proper information. Okay. And you can't take everybody with you because everybody don't want to go.
That's right.
You take the people, you see a rocket that goes into space, and as the rocket takes off, it go higher and higher and higher. But as it get at a certain altitude, it got to let those boosters go. Come on, somebody. See, because those boosters cannot handle the altitude and where you are going. So you got to let them go so you can grow. And when I emphasize something, bonus from Jonas, if you want to go with me, you're going to have to grow with me. But if the person don't want to go, person going to hold you back.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm just using this because I know different culture. But when I grew up in South Carolina, we used to go in the creek and we used to get crabs. And when we got the crab fresh out of the creek or the ocean, we got back home and we put them in this huge tub and we get ready to cook it. Well, all the crabs are alive, and some of the crab was reaching up and almost got out. But the crab that was in the tub reached up and pulled them down. Consequently, all the crabs got cooked and they all got eaten. And if you're not careful, you're trying to take people around with you that don't want to go, can pull you down. and steal you of your dreams, your goals, and your aspirations. So let them go. Let the boosters go. The boosters, and sometimes people that you started out with, you love them, but they were boosters. They can't take you no higher. They got to go back down and find somebody else to boost. Okay? So it's time for us to fly higher. One of the books I love said, mount up with wings like an eagle. See, that an eagle is the only bird that don't fly south during the winter month. The eagle has the eyeball. It can see 7 miles at a time. And the eagle is a solitary bird. When you hear people talk about birds of the feather flock together, that's not an eagle. And if you're going to do something great in life, you're going to have to learn to be solitary. You're going to have to learn to do what you need to do. You're not leaving anybody else out, but they don't want to go with. And build around you what I call positive, powerful, and purposeful people. That's you already fired up. And I know you already fired up. And some of the audience are listening to it. You already fired up. We just stopped by to put some gasoline on you so you can go into orbit. This is your time and this is your turn. This is the decade for the doer. And you got to do it right now. You got to do it. Because it's going to be, as I said earlier, if it's going to be, it's up to me. And if you're going to get through, it's up to you. One of my mottos that drives my company is since greatness is possible, excellent is not enough. Go for greatness.
People are scared of greatness. People are fearful of greatness. And that is common among our people, Dr. Jonas. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think fear cripples a lot of people. Fear is false evidence that appeared real. As I said earlier, fear and doubt knocked on your door. Faith opened it up and it was nobody there. See, but you mentioned something earlier. One of the things that stop people from their greatness, they're looking for outside validation. I mentioned earlier, and I will repeat this again, there's over 8 billion people on the planet, and there'll never be another one just like you. No one else can duplicate your fingerprint, your handwriting, or your child. You are biologically unique. Come. No one in there. That's not that. Hey, don't you die a cheap copy. You are an original.
Original.
You are authentic.
Yes.
Yeah. A number of years ago, a song was out, ain't nothing like the real thing, baby.
Right. You are one of one. Nobody is like you.
That's
they
right.
try to copy you.
Yeah.
It's not going to work. They've tried. You are original. Step in your greatness. Nobody's like you. Not even your twin. If you have a twin, is like you. Your twin has their own biological makeup, identical or not. Okay, there's something that makes you different. And even if you haven't heard anything, please hear Dr. Jonas in all of this. Be original. You're original. Step in it. Right? Step in it. Nobody can take your place. Nobody can be you. We are waiting for that light to shine. Just blossom already, you know?
That's right.
So, Dr. Jonas, let's go back to mentorship. So, a person has done the work. They've gotten the formal education. They've gone through personal education and transformation. They've done the thing. They have blossomed. They've gotten their footing in the space of this earth that we're in. What should that mentorship look like? I hear people that I've spoken to also, because of formal education, be crippled by wanting to just stay within their field of expertise when it comes to education. But you said something very important, that there's somebody waiting to hear your life story. There's somebody waiting to hear what you've gone through, because it can also be similar. So for somebody who's listening to us, who may feel like they don't have enough experience career-wise to be a mentor to a younger person or a person their age, what would your message to that person be, Dr. Jonas?
Number one, teach what you know. It doesn't matter your age, you still can teach someone where you are, what you overcome. But also work to better your best. Don't settle. What I do, I send out a needs assessment, and the needs assessment is telling filling out from the person so I can find out what their needs are. Then I build my coaching, build my motivation, build my training around their needs and satisfy their needs. So when I'm speaking, they say, you sound like you're talking to me. I am talking to you because I listened to everything you wrote on the needs assessment, and I listen to you when I interview you, and I build to you, prepared for you what you need and not what I want you to have.
Woof.
Big difference.
Huge difference. Thank you for that, Dr. Jonas. So let's talk about your career in doing this. You know, you've dropped a couple of gems along the way, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 60 years ago. So you've done this for a long time. Somebody could easily say, I don't want to coach humans. Humans can be difficult, challenging, whatever to coach, and they may not listen to me, or I don't have the patience to do it. What has kept you in wanting more for people and coaching people to be their very best, guiding people along the path of that self-actualization, of leading themselves into their greatness, you know, for all these years?
Yeah, what has kept me, number one, you know, I love people. And I love to see people transform in their life. That's part of my purpose. As I mentioned earlier, when we started out, I never met a group of people that didn't bring me joy. Some people bring me joy when they enter the room. Others bring me joy when they leave the room, but let the rest of bring joy. And when people talk about, I can't relate to people. Yeah. People are complex, but that's true. But all of us are complex. Yeah. And you are part of the people family. See, so you have to be able and stop talking yourselves down. A book I read said life and death is in your tongue. Some of us are killing ourselves with our language, what we can't be, what we can't do, and what we can't have. And by the way, if you have a mind like that, you're absolutely right. You can't do nothing because you're already convinced your subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind going to bring up all of your failures, everything you ever done. But the good thing about the subconscious mind, it can be tricked. Mm. You can teach your subconscious mind the positive things, and it'll bring up all of your successes. And by the way, I'm about successes, but I'm also about committing successors. Mm. A book I read that guide my life says a good man or a good woman leave an inheritance for 3 generations. So I'm thinking of the families, I'm thinking about the grands and great-grands and people that are coming after me. That's right. I'm planting trees right now that I know good and well I will never sit under. But that's okay. I'm sitting under trees right now that other people planted, for me. See, so I want to pass the baton on. I used to say, leave a legacy, but I've updated that. First of all, learn the legacy, live the legacy, and then leave the legacy in that order. And that was going to require some work, but I don't get discouraged with the word work. I get fired up that I'm worth it. I love it. And since I'm worth it, I'll get it done. And don't listen to the naysayers. They're going to try to tell you what you can't do. And you know what I've done? I went on and did what I was called to do. And by the time they got to me to tell me what I can't do, I say, you're too late. It's done already. I know it's tight, but it's right. I'm fired up. And if you're not fired up yet, your wood is wet. What? Dry your wood up. Dry it up. Come on now. What? I love it. Oh, if you're not fired up, your wood is wet. Okay? Get you some kindling, something. That's right. Right up. That's right. That's right. Oh, Dr. Jonas, you are dropping gems upon gems upon gems. Oh my goodness, this is such a great conversation. So, Dr. Jonas, so you have left all of us filled up, ready to go with that wood, firing it up. So where can we find you? So for our listeners who are listening today
and I've gotten filled up by the beautiful messages that you've dropped today. Where can they find you? You know, your socials, your website, your books, your coaching program, all of those stuff.
Yes. First of all, you can go to my website, www.jonasbonus.com, or you can email me at jonaswiththebonus@outlook.com. I'm also on LinkedIn, and I have a separate website you can go to for books. Is Jonas Bonus Books. And for those of you that perhaps are not social media savvy, I'm doing this especially because of my special guest, because I don't want you to have any excuse to continue to live a life of mediocrity. You can call me personally, 585-703-9547. You get a positive, powerful, and purposeful message on my voicemail. And as I said earlier, it's been a privilege and a pleasure to be your guest and to talk to you. Remember, my motto is, since greatness is possible, excellence is not enough. Go for greatness. Go for greatness. Go for greatness.
Love it. Love it. Excellence is not enough. Go for that greatness. So, Dr. Jonas, you dropped a lot of these already. So I almost feel like I'm asking too much, but I'm not. I'm going for greatness, Dr. Jonas. So I usually ask my guests before we wrap up our conversation, do you have a golden nugget or few golden nuggets that you would like to part ways with to our listening audience? Something you want them to have in their back pocket, their breast pocket, whatever pockets they have, pocketbooks, briefcases, that they can refer to as they go through their journey in life, whether pursuing greatness, learning and transforming their lives, or just being overall self-actualized.
Well, what I would leave them with is that what I do and encourage other people to swing your bucket down low, that everybody can get a drink. Because people are thirsty. They're thirsty for your message, thirsty for what you have overcame. It's thirsty for your gift. Each of you, when you got up this morning, there's a gift in you. The book that I read said if a person developed their gift will make room for you. You got a gift in you. Don't let it stay. You are pregnant with possibility. You know, you say most people in America are not suffering because of what their ulcers, because what's eating them. They're suffering because of what they're eating and and we need to change your diet. You need to expand and this is the right time to do it. To do it, as I mentioned before, that transformation, that metamorphosis. You deserve the best. But again, you have to take a chance, take charge, and take control of your life. You can face the future with apprehension. We don't recommend that. But facing your future with great anticipation, because your future is so bright, you need to wear some sunglasses. So that's my message to you. That don't give up. Don't give in. And don't give out. This is the second quarter. Maybe I'm closing with this. Maybe the first quarter didn't work for you. Maybe 2024, there's nothing you can do. 2024 is in the tomb. But 2025 is in your womb. You are pregnant. Your 9 months is time to deliver that baby. And when I say 9 months, I'm talking about men and women. You're pregnant with possibility. It's time to deliver. After 9 months, it's time to deliver. It's time to deliver. Is to do it now. So it's just been a privilege for me to be on your broadcast. And my hope and encouragement is that you would implement what you have learned. A lot of bone. Even if you have amnesia, you can't forget all the things that we shared with you today. Because we want to set you up for success.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And even if you forget, you can go back and watch it, pause it, write something down, continue, go back again. We live in a digital age. So this is not, I grew up in a time where when a TV program came on, when it's done, you couldn't record it, right? If you miss it, you miss it. That is not the age we live in today. You can go back and watch old shows. I'm still watching Different Strokes and Cosby and all of those shows, right? Because we have that possibility today. So when you hear something that speaks to your spirit, that speaks to your soul, you owe yourself the responsibility of refreshing that program, whatever it was, a podcast like this, a seminar, whatever it was. You owe yourself that to revisit it, often. Write down things. Maybe you don't remember everything. We understand. It happens. Write things down, refer to them, because there's something about your brain and your hands and that muscle connection that commits it into your very being, right? And it will shock you how much these become part of your visceral being, right? So please write it down. I'm gonna watch this, write everything down. Dr. Jonas has always poured into me from the first time I met him last year, and it is always so refreshing. And this is why I pride myself in learning from people that have gone before me, people that have experienced things that I would never ever experience or think of experiencing, but still come out at the top. When we talk about plantation, it almost seems like it's stuff in the history books. It is still close enough that we do have people still living with us who experience that. And if somebody like Dr. Jonas experienced that upbringing and still dreamt and made his dream a reality by not only depending on formal education, but educating himself and growing through that, anybody can. You can, I can, we all can. So don't stop doubting yourself. Stop depending on external validation. It may come, it may not come. The most important is the one inside. Do you believe in you? Do you believe you can do it? So this 9 months pregnancy Dr. Jonas is talking about, are you believing in this delivery? Right? Then go ahead, then go into labor. We're here. We'll catch that baby. Yeah. We're here with you. We got you. It takes a village, and your village is here. We believe in you. Go ahead. Get it done. Do it.
Right. That's right.
Do it.
Do it.
Set that wood on fire. Burn it up. Find your kindling. No wet woods around here. We're not doing that.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
No wet woods around here, right? We will find your kindling. We'll find a community that has a good kindling for you. Speak up. You have so much to teach. You don't have to have formal education. However, if you do, great. You have so much to teach, and there's so many people waiting to learn from you.
That's right.
This was so fulfilling for me, Dr. Jonas.
Yes.
I've looked forward to this conversation for a long time, and I'm so glad we finally got to have it. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Everything Dr. Jonas mentioned, we're going to make it available in the show notes. So if you don't remember everything off the top of your head, that is fine. We'll make it available that you can just click in and get to his website, click in and get to his LinkedIn, and also the number that he shared. Very grateful to have had you here. I am so grateful for you for making time to be here, Dr. Jonas. It's always a pleasure. And thank you for filling me up. Thank you for filling our listening audience up. And yes, thank you so much. I'm grateful.
Thank you. Thank you. My privilege and my pleasure.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. All right. Thank you, everybody. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Avik Beck's podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and leave us a review. It really helps us out. We'd love to hear your thoughts and continue the discussion. So join us on social media or drop us a message. Until next time, keep exploring, stay curious, and keep pushing the boundaries of your world.